We back again. This is brought to you by Rally Point. The only way to stand is together. We're gonna have West Warwick Wizards, West Pennington. We're gonna bring him up right now. Coach, how we doing?
What's going on, Mike? How's it going?
All right, I'm loving the backdrop. Shout out Rally Point. How's everything?
Hey, everything is going well. I mean, so far so good. Got a lot of things going on. I'm busy, doing a lot of different things in the off season. Same time trying to prepare for next year's club and what we got coming back, and also trying to, get the ministry still going, and still starting my next book. So just a lot of different things. Plus, obviously still working as well.
Definitely get Coach Pennington's new book. Coach Pennington, where can they purchase your book?
Yeah, sure. So through the smoker, you can get that on Amazon.com. Just type in through the smoker, you'll see it pop up there. And yeah, I mean, it's a good read. It's about the process of manhood, the way that God brings us through the process of manhood. And I kind of use the analogy of a brisket, the long time that it takes to smoke a brisket, and in order to illustrate, how God brings us through the smoker, how he makes the man.
No microwave in it, huh?
Nah, no microwave.
No microwave in it. So West Warwick Wizards, second season. You're going into, Coach. You got the boys in the gym. What's going on? What's the future for you guys? Anything we don't know?
Well, I mean, yeah, we're in the weight room. We're getting stronger. And that was like huge. Last year we didn't have an off season. And we actually got short a week in the season as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that not having an off season and getting shorter time to prepare really kind of put us behind the eight ball last year. And then we found ourselves consistently trying to play catch up. So now it's nice to have this off season. It's nice to get the boys in the weight room, to solidify relationships, create a culture that we're looking to create within the team. We're looking to, upgrade our uniforms, look better, play better, all of those things, trying to get the right attitude and the right focus with the coaches as well as the players in order to be really successful this next season.
Did you say we're getting new uniforms?
Yeah, hopefully we'll get new uniforms. We got to upgrade, if the kids look good, they play good. If they know that, you care enough to, help them to look better out there, they're going to play better for you, So that's what we're looking into right now. And hopefully we'll get that done.
Yeah, I can't wait to get a sneak peek of them new uniforms. I'm sure they're gonna be pretty sharp.
Oh yeah. The
Any
boys are gonna look
thoughts on
good.
the new alignments coming up?
Well, I mean, I think they're going to come out with something that everyone can kind of live with. Obviously, there's going to be those that are unhappy with the new alignment, and it's going to be those guys that are either at the top of their division or at the bottom that are going to find themselves either floating up or floating down, and those are the guys that are going to find themselves in either a happy place or a unhappy place. Everybody else is kind of falls in the middle, and they're going to end up where they are anyway. You know what I mean? I really anticipate them, having maybe like a 10-team 1, 14-team 2, maybe a 16-team 3, and a 9-team 4. And hopefully, if it comes out that way, everybody will end up where they should, and we could play good football.
We have small divisions, like small schools, like the school you came from, North Smithfield. Shout out to Coach Jeff Piva. Finished the season with 20 student athletes, right? Lost 6 to graduation, right? So now it looks like right now 14 kids to start the season. How does a team like that adjust?
Yeah, that's I've been there. So
And they want to keep you in Division 3. I've been advocating for him to go to 4. And they want to keep him in 3, and I feel like you're just throwing that school, that program to the wolves. And my opinion is, can they sustain 4 years of that?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, one of the penalties that you get for being successful is that they move you up based on the formula that they use. And I think that, smaller schools, it should go by school population more so than wins. And if you're a smaller school and you have a great program, and then you can opt to go up, but you shouldn't be made to go up. If you have if you're in North Smithfield and you have a great program and you can win in your division, then until somebody else, competes and gets better than you, then let you continue to do what you do. You know what I mean? But you don't punish the team by pushing them up a division. And, knowing that, not too long ago, we were lucky to even have a football team because of the same reason. So we weren't far from, cutting the season for lack of participation several years ago. We were able to rebound from that, and we had a couple great classes come through, and we were able to have some success. But the success that we had, you know, ended up punishing us because now, Jeff's stuck in a situation where he potentially will have to play in a division that he shouldn't be in, with, low numbers, and that could be detrimental to him because you get a couple injuries. The replacements are going to be, it's going to go off the cliff as far as talent goes. And, now it becomes a danger issue of putting kids on the field that shouldn't be out there. So, and that was one of the things that we dealt with when I was there, when we were, when we had to cut the season short because we were talking about having to put kids on the field that shouldn't be out there and we're going to get hurt. And we didn't want to do that. So he could easily find himself in an interscholastic league should look at those things. So there should be more to the formula than just wins and numbers in the school. It should also look at the program. They should ask athletic directors, hey, so, we know that your numbers fluctuate. How are you looking? Because it's one thing to have 25 kids, but half of them are seniors and have been there. You know what I mean? You come back with a pretty good football team. But it's one thing to have 20 to 25 players and, maybe you only have 5 or 6 seniors and the rest are, a few juniors, a few sophomore, and a few freshmen, and you're trying to play a season, and that should come into to how they figure this whole thing out in order to let teams maybe go down division in order to compete and to keep their program. That's the most important thing.
I mean, you look at North Smithfield, the success that people see, really, it's 50 years, 3 playoff games, like in the lowest division. It sounds better. It depends how you tell the story, how you paint the picture. But I think that's the biggest picture to paint. 50 years, 3 playoff games. Yes, you had a couple years of success. Teams like North Smithfield, Burrville, EG, all being punished for their success.
Exactly.
And it's just not fair. I say we go back in the day to the 50-50, the way that they did it back then, because it seemed like it was fair for all programs, but this way works better for other programs. But you're right,
Yeah.
safety, and we're gonna start seeing schools say, you know what, I just can't afford this. This just isn't financially capable for us to continue a football program, and they're gonna get away from it.
Hey, what's to stop schools from saying, hey, you know what, we can't compete in this league. We're not going to do it and step out of it and then create their own league. You know what I mean? Like, what's to stop schools from doing that? You know
Didn't
what I mean?
Juanita Sanchez just do that a couple years ago? They opt out of the league for a year, I believe.
Yeah.
And they played a JV schedule. They still competed, but they opted out of the league.
Yep.
And that's why people didn't understand why they was not eligible for the playoffs that year, because they kind of opted out and they opted in. I mean, I'm glad they came back in, but you're absolutely right. You see Division One, nobody wants to play the big dogs. And at the end of the day, it's expensive to put these programs together.
Yeah. And I mean, so, my thinking is the same all the way up through. You know what I mean? So if you're a powerhouse Division 4 program because of your school size, and they should make you move up unless you wanted to. You know what I mean? If you're a powerhouse Division 3 school, then unless you wanted to move up, they shouldn't make you. And other teams just have to get better. Same with 2 and same with 1. The guys that are Division 1 programs, that are legit Division 1 programs, they just got to get better and play these teams and, bring their game up in order to play the LaSalle's and Hendrickens. But avoiding them and wanting to have our own championship, to me, it just kind of, I don't know, it just seems weird. It just doesn't, I'm a competitor. It doesn't seem like, that's something that competitors do.
Yeah, no, definitely. What'd you think of the Super Bowl?
I thought it was a good game. I think Cincinnati played well. I was kind of rooting for them. The Rams, though, and a great football team. I knew that up front, if Cincinnati could continue to do what they were doing, they were going to have a good chance of winning the football game. But that defensive front for the Rams just started to show up like I thought they would, and just started to dominate. And once they did that, there wasn't a whole lot that Cincinnati could do. But if I were them, I would have just stayed with the running game a little bit more, because I thought they were doing well running the ball. They were keeping them off balance, which is what they need to do. When they make them have to drop back and pass, now they put that rush on, and their offensive line just couldn't stop those Rams from getting in there. Donaldson and the boys were just having a field day at that point in time. But hey, it's a good game, man. That's how games go. It's a Super Bowl. Two great football teams playing. And unfortunately, in those games, someone's got to lose. And
You,
Cincinnati
you
lost the game.
you think there was anything suspect about the officiating? A lot of people have been saying that they went all game with no flags thrown. And then the fourth quarter, a lot of people say that it favored the Rams. They wanted the Rams to win in L.A.
Yeah, I don't see it. You know what I mean? As I was watching the game, that one drive where they drove down and scored, the defense made a few, really bad mistakes in order to allow them to score. I mean, there were some penalties. They were obvious penalties that the defense committed down there, which gave them, there was a third down. They would have had to kick a field goal, which would have, either they would have had to kick a field goal, which wouldn't have given them enough points to go up, or they would have had to go for it on a fourth down situation, which, is a totally different thing. But instead, on a third down, they get a personal foul, and they ends up giving them a first down inside the goal line. And then they got another personal foul, down inside the goal line. So, that was a kind of a mistake by the defense that hurt them in that series. Then, they got the ball back. They're driving down the field. They just needed a first down to continue to drive. And I didn't like the play they called. I didn't like the run play that they called on that third down play. I would have kept Dixon in the game, and because he was their horse, they really hadn't stopped him. So I would have, if you're going to run the ball, I would have my best guy in there to run the ball. I wouldn't have gave it to the dude that they gave it to. It didn't seem like he was fighting real hard to get a first down for them. And in those moments, you got to give the ball to your playmakers. You got to put the ball in the hands of those guys that are going to make plays. And unfortunately, they didn't. Ended up going to the fourth down, ended up sacking them on the fourth down play, and that was the game.
Now, last question: when the halftime show came on, did you and Mrs. Penn kick the coffee table out and start dancing in the living room? Because I know you got to dust off them Dr. Dre CDs you got somewhere.
Uh,
What'd you think
hey,
about the halftime show?
so we were at some friend's house watching the game, and then we were leaving at halftime and heading home. So I didn't see it, but I did check it out on YouTube today. I thought it was decent. I mean, all the stuff that they were playing, stuff I listened to growing up, all stuff that I like. I mean, Dr. Dre, that was my boy. When I was in the Army, I was stationed at Fort Lewis, Washington on the West Coast. And, Snoop Dogg and Easy
Oh
E
yeah.
and NWA and all those cats, that's all I listened to when I was over there. So to me, it was a good halftime. And Mary J, I mean, what can you say about Mary J?
Yes,
I was a little,
definitely.
I was a little surprised about 50 dropping in, I
Little
would
fat there, huh? Little
have.
chunky there.
Yeah, I would like to see like Method Man or Redman or somebody
Yes,
hop in there,
I heard
but
the
not
same
really
thing
Dr.
earlier.
Dre.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
listening to Steve at Night does some reactions, and that would have been better. But I think it was all Dr. Dre Productions. He paid $7 million for that because the Super Bowl just don't let you perform. You gotta pay for that. The dancers got $15 an hour, from what I read. But Eminem said, "I want to kneel down" at the end, and the NFL said absolutely not. And you see, he still did. You ain't gonna tell them what to do when they spend. They tried to censor some of the lyrics. You
yeah,
know, but yeah, and I just found out recently that you have to pay for that. The Weekender that did last year's performance spent $7 million, but they said his record sales went off the chart. But I think it was very, very good. Dr. Dre, 30 years, still doing this. God bless him. Eminem, like one of the best to to ever
Yeah.
do it. Snoop Dogg, much respect. These are the guys that paved the way. So
Yeah, Snoop's been busy making commercials, man. I didn't think he still had it in him.
Snoop's a mogul now. Snoop is a mogul.
Yeah.
He just bought Death Row Records, and recently, from what I heard too, he bought the rights to that. Yeah, he's loaded. But Coach Penn, thank you. I really appreciate it. We'll talk to you very, very soon. Good luck, Wizards, and we'll hear from Coach Penn. What's going on with Rally Point?
Yeah, so hey, we have a Rally Point podcast and our Rally Point show that we do. I try to put out a new episode like every Friday at 6:00. So, hey, check those out. I had Felix on last Friday, and I mean, it was just an awesome conversation that we had, just talking about, manhood and being a father and how cool that is and what that means. We also have a Rally Point men's breakfast coming up the second Saturday in April. I can tell you the date really quick. Second Saturday in April is going to be April 9th. Free men's breakfast. Come get some food for your stomach and then some food for your soul. Then we have our men's conference in June, which we're hoping to get about 200 to 400 men to come together on a Friday, Saturday. Just to, the theme of it is, who are you? Who are you as a man? Who are you, to your family? Who are you to your job? Who are you in your community? So that's the theme of the conference. And, meanwhile, still pushing the book through the smoker. Hopefully we can get that done. We just purchased 100 copies to go to every man and teen challenge up in Worcester and New Bedford. I also want to try to get, another 100 to 200 copies to get to the ACI for, guys that maybe put it in their libraries throughout all the facilities so that guys can read it as well. So just staying busy, continue to do whatever God's called me to do. And just push out his good news, and just tell everybody about it. Hey, interesting thing. And I'm glad I'm on the show tonight. Thursday night, I'm speaking at my church, Sacred Exchange Fellowship, at 7:00. The address is 75 Division Road. And the title of my sermon is, Can We Keep It Real?
Hey, there you go. I like that one. Can we keep it real? Shout out to Coach Pennington, Rally Point. I really appreciate it. That's pretty cool. But who are you is a great, great topic. That's actually a good question that I want to show. It gives a lot of people to think, who are you? That's strong.
Yeah.
That really is. That's strong. Coach Penn, thank you. Big shout out to Rally Point. Check them out. Oh, wrong mouse. I got so many computers over here. I grabbed the wrong mouse. Yeah, definitely check out Rally Point. The only way to stand is together. Thank you, Coach Penn. I look forward to
seeing you. Our website address is rallypointmensministries.org. Hey, come check it out. Also, we got YouTube is Wes's Smokehouse Barbecue. You can come see me do some barbecue stuff, and there's also some of our Rally Point moments there as well. So
yeah,
we got
put some of that in the comment section, the address of your church when you get off, so that way the listeners can go back. I can go back and copy and paste it. But thank you, Coach. I really appreciate it. Thank you for Emerson for coming on earlier. Appreciate everybody. Have a good one, Coach.
Yeah, buddy. Thanks a lot.
Well, that was Coach Pennington. Thank you, everybody. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Emerson, for coming on. What can I say about Emerson that pretty much we don't already know? He wanted to speak about the Coach Fulton thing. Hey, coming up, Top Guns Rhode Island, top high school football coaches. So there might be some in their feelings over that one, but that's why we do this. Thank you very much.
I two-step and do my own dance. I ain't rocking shit else. I wear my own brand. Ball game everything. Ball game snapback. Ball game V-neck. Ball game back. Ball game